I'm already feeling really, really weird now. I'm sure just be by myself, just talking to myself, essentially. Hello, and welcome to the Twisted Geek podcast, episode number 2. And on this episode, we do have a special guest. He is massively into his Isekai anime, and he's been setting himself a challenge this year, to try and watch all of One Piece, which he's doing fairly well so far. So, this is Sean. Welcome to the podcast, Sean.
Happy to be here.
How far actually are you on in One Piece? I know it's quite a distance at the moment.
370. I'm feeling at the moment the hot weather's keeping us from the extent.
It is very warm in here at the moment. I'll turn out off all the fans as well because this is too much background noise. It's hefty in here, to say the least. But still, 300 odd is a decent chunk considering you did like 100 in like a few days at one point.
I got 200 in a short space, but after that, like 200 to maybe 350.
Yeah.
I did pretty well, but then the hot weather came and I can't do it anymore. I have to go back to my Isekai 12 episodes, and that's where I'm at. Maybe through the spring.
When it gets a bit cooler or something, maybe they'll get back into it again. That's the thing as well, Sean normally watches dubbed anime, but I think in this case you've had to watch subtitle and you didn't have a place to actually watch dubbed version of One Piece.
Yeah, I like my dubs. I can't do strenuous reading, but constant reading. I can't make myself do it.
Yeah.
I need to be able to watch and go on my phone.
And then so you can actually still hear everything.
I can still know what's happening, but I keep on doing it to One Piece. Like I have it playing, I'm concentrated. I get a text, look at my phone, look back up, and then I'm on the next episode. And I'm like,
yeah,
what happened?
That's when we get certain kind of like Isekai ones. You kind of know the tropes that are happening.
Yeah.
So looking away for a second is not too bad, but then if you're watching something like maybe One Piece or even like I don't know one of the bigger ones like Bleach and stuff like that, even though it's the same stuff going on. If you miss a little story plot every so often where the main story plot is, you're not going to have it unless you can fully understand Japanese, which I personally can't.
Yeah, I would like to say I could, but I can barely understand English. Just take it one piece at a time.
Bloody hell.
The
dad jokes have started already. So going on to like Isekai anime, which you've been heavily getting into at the moment, which kind of is about right for just how crazy Isekai animes are going at the moment. They're like everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard this before we talk some of one that's essentially getting from a light novel to an adaptation of an anime, which is called something along the lines of I was reincarnated as a vending machine crawling through a dungeon.
What?
Yeah. Because I was watching the photo Joey, the anime I was talking about, is like this light novel, which he said he read the first volume, which was crap, or mediocre essentially, and it is getting reincarnated as a vending machine in a dungeon.
Yeah,
this is how crazy it's kind of starting to get to.
But to be fair, the best of the isekais are the ones that you think are going to be horrible. Like the reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah.
I started that and I seen the slime and I was like, I'm not doing it. Yeah. But after a while, when I watched as many as I could on Crunchyroll, and then the English dub ran out, it's like I put it on, and I love it now.
It's definitely a weird trope. I think when Reincarnated as a Slime came out, I was seeing ones like the manga in the stores of I was reincarnated as a sword, and stuff like that, which I've not seen anime adaptation for, but I thought that was weird as hell. Then the slime was like, how are you really going to get this horrible little gooey monster to do anything? Because it doesn't do anything. They don't do anything. But they found a weird way he's essentially human, really, isn't he? In the end.
Yeah.
He may as well be human.
He's a slime just when he wants to sleep.
Yeah, basically when he wants to get pats on the head and stuff like that. Or he gets the bosoms of bloody, like Shion or something she's called, something like that.
Yeah.
The big bosomed woman in it.
Yeah, the demon.
Yeah.
Yeah. But why are slimes in every isekai?
I think it's a standard game trope. Like RPG game trope where the one that eats as much as the fight has always been like a slime or some kind of ladybird kind of little crappy monster thing.
Right.
So they've all started that one. Like I've just started to watch it again. what's it called? I don't know the Japanese titles. I think the English title is 3 hours killing slimes for 300 years, and now I've maxed out my level.
Yeah.
So I just started going back and watching that, and yeah, that was all just about slime. She's got. I don't know if you've seen much of it, have you?
Yeah, I watched it the other week.
Yeah, just because she finds out like after 300 years of big killing these slimes and doing all these different things with slimes, that all of a sudden she's got 2 kids who evolved from these slimes into kids who are now they're her kids through some weird osmosis kind of crap.
Didn't one of them come back to kill her?
Yeah, that's not. I wanted them to kill her. Yeah. So that 2 of them actually wanted to kill her because they're making just basically kills all these hundreds of slimes, which are because their sisters and brothers and all this.
Yes. Yeah, she came back as like the vengeful ghost of the slimes. Or yeah.
To find out, actually, no, she's just a mom essentially now. A mom and a little daughter.
Don't you take out the dragon as well? Is that?
Yeah, that's the same one where everyone she faces, whether it's a monster or a beast or a dragon, ends up turning into a young girl.
Yeah, and they all live in that little house.
Yeah, and they all live in the house together. She didn't want anyone there. Now she's got her own harem. It's the reverse normal protagonist kind of thing of male with all these women instead of a woman with all these women. But half of hers are kids or ghosts or dragons.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of half of the even ones we've kind of been watching lately.
Yeah, I watched one. I finished one yesterday called "The Saint's Powers Omnipotent."
I was going to talk about that one as well because that's a decent. It's a strange one because she gets summoned, but her and someone else gets summoned at the same time.
Yeah.
And so the prince takes that one, thinking, "Oh, she's the more beautiful one, so she must be the saint. She must be the mayor's one." Takes her away, and then that other lass finds out that she's just stuck in another world.
Yeah.
So then she just
gets
learn.
left alone for like 2 weeks just in a room.
So then she has to go out. I think she goes to like a laboratory, doesn't she? Something she learns because she knows about herbs and food and putting them into food and things like that. Then every single one of her ability, or what she do, everything's like 1.5 times better than everyone else, isn't it?
Yeah, and then she started making food.
Yeah.
And then the people got a lot stronger. So
health
benefits
of it,
the banned her from making the food.
And then portions, and then what else was she doing? Because then she did essentially become the saint, didn't she? Because she was doing all that.
I think in the end...
I say there's going to be lots of spoilers in here, so if you like Isekais and that, when we say the name, just be aware, spoilers.
Yeah. And just know that sometimes we're going to get it wrong.
Yeah, definitely going to get it wrong.
Don't come out.
I'll definitely link a video down in the description of why I'm a terrible weeb and why we will get it wrong, so bear in mind for that.
Yeah. I will get a lot wrong, because I watched them all at one point.
You're watching like one series a day at one point or something, weren't you?
Yeah, I get too into it, and then I'm just watching a series a day, but then if somebody asks us a question, I'm like, I don't know.
I'm exactly the same. As like, even I say go back to my big ones like Bleach, which I love. Seen every single episode. You ask us some of the characters, I'll be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's the main Alucards and all that? I don't know. Can't remember the names anymore.
Yeah. The only one I can get away with is Naruto. I've watched that probably 4 times now. And in 370 episodes. If you watch that 4 times,
it's going to stop sinking it, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to know what's happening.
See, whereas I've only watched Bleach once all the way through. I've watched with Kat 3 seasons. When she was getting into it, I think she just got the way Aizen got killed. The way the UK splits the seasons weirdly. Yeah. Then other than that, I just go back and just watch the big fight scenes, which are really cool.
Yeah, true.
Don't watch anything else, but I say it's like, 52 days left now for 1,000-Year Blood Wars. So you've only got like 50 odd days now left if you want to watch Bleach to catch up and ready for it.
Yeah, I'm not going to get caught up.
None of this heat continues on.
Ah, Christ.
But at least I say, when it comes to like Isekai anime anyway, at least from back when I first started watching them, even like the standard ones of like Sword Art Online, that kind of basic one, or Doc Hack and things like this, the protagonist style of them has definitely changed a lot. It used to be, I come into this world, I'm super powerful, I get all these women, I do what the hell I want, bugger off.
A lot of the times now they don't get the powers, it's using the brains and the knowledge that they've got from
the human world, essentially, isn't it? They actually build it up.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of them, I can't remember what it is. Which one was I watching? Jesus, this is where the fucking shit comes in, isn't it? I can't remember what the hell I'm talking about. There was one where he was creating like all these potions, all these spells, based on his knowledge of science from the old world. I can't remember what it was. And I was thinking to myself, like, I wouldn't even fucking know how to do that. I wouldn't remember half like even that Saint one. Remembered all the ingredients for cooking.
So
the foods like
this is the thing. I was watching one today. Oh, this is gonna be embarrassing. I can't remember what it's called. In Another World with My Smartphone.
Oh, I saw that one a while back.
So
yeah, that's like
this. Like when I first saw it, like I think this is my second time watching it. And if you were allowed to take one thing, the smartphone is the perfect thing.
Yeah.
If you can still get online like he can.
Yeah, sometimes you get access to stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's allowed to look at the news from his first world.
So yeah, but he can't interact with people from the world still. Lots of things, isn't it? But yeah, he's got
like he gets his smartphone and he wants to teach people how to make ice cream.
Yeah.
And all he has to do is just go online.
Go to YouTube. Such YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, because doesn't he does that weird thing in it? Again, not a big spoiler. That he's in a battle. If you load like hundreds and hundreds of soldiers coming towards him, and he's got that weird aerial attack magic thing he's got. And he just goes on his maps and smartphone and go highlight all the GPS of the people, attack them all, just kill them instantly.
Could you imagine how long that would actually take though? In the middle of a battle, you've got all these people coming, and you just got to sit on your phone, like you know yourself when you go on your phone, you press something and press is like next to you, and you got to like start again.
Just imagine like 1,000, 2,000. Oh shit! I've just killed one of my own. But he had a weird way of kind of making that work, and he charged his phone through
it's
electricity magic or
through
something.
The electric magic.
Yeah, so they had a way of getting away from that. Yeah. But I say at least most of them aren't the whole case of powerful harem, over the top. You know, in fact, the guy's always going to bloody win.
Yeah.
You look at stuff like I've not watched all of Konosuba, but he gets the shit kicked out of him a lot of time as well on that one. It's with Aqua, the weird over the top. And you got that. Oh, I can't remember what lass is called, blonde lass in it, who just wants to be tortured.
She wants to be here.
Right all the time, yeah. Because Aqua, who's like the goddess, she's meant to be helping bloody whatever his name is.
Which is a hindrance.
Yeah, hindrance. Every time he finally gets something, they get I think they get a mansion at one point.
Yeah.
And they get loads of money from doing this thing that they somehow manage to survive on, and she spends it all on booze.
Yeah.
Just gets drunk on it.
Yeah. The only bit I remember from that is when she kept getting eaten by the frog.
I don't actually remember the frog, but
I just remember because she was complaining that she had power, she was a god.
Yeah.
And as she was saying this, she got eaten by a frog, and she started screaming from the hell.
Yes. Because then you got Megumi, whose only thing she can do is the most powerful fire spell ever.
Yeah,
just blow that thing up. Yeah, just collapses down. But I'm trying to figure out if you've been watching it. Because Black Summoner, called Shield Heroes, not long finished. The second season of that.
Yeah, I still need to get caught up on that. The English isn't out.
One of the big ones, I say big ones came out at the moment. There's got Harem in Another World, and a Labyrinth in Another World.
Yeah.
Which of course is like crazy censored by Crunchyroll, which is a pain in the butt.
Yeah, that's not come up on.
Brings us on, I guess, a controversial topic, which I've been told possibly not talk about, but still, is why you think there's all the bloody slaves in Isekais for some reason. It seems to be a big thing that most ones coming out now, is the protagonist gets somewhere and rather being super powerful, he can level himself up, he frees a slave in that sense, and then lets them level up and makes them part of his team.
Yeah, and then
it's like it's a forced, not forced thing.
Yeah, they sort of put the willing angle on it. And it's like they're still agreeing to be slaves.
Like, I got like that Black Summoner one. It's like, oh, the lass can't touch anyone because she's got some curse on her. So they kind of make it out as he's used his points and stats in order to cure the curse. So now she's willingly wants to be with him after buying her. So it's like, just, even though he's still bought her, he's cracked the curse and she now willingly wants to be with him, but he still bought her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I understand that most of these guys are set in like a medieval 10th, 11th century kind of style with fancy magic into it.
Yeah.
So we don't need every single one to have bloody... It doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, I think as soon as you put the medieval on it, it sort of just takes it there. Like even if they didn't put the slaves in it, your mind would sort of be like, the rich people are gonna have them.
Yeah.
But if you put it straight in there yourself, and then say the good guy has taken one, but they're willing to do it,
Yeah. It kind of puts a
good spin on it, so you're not just thinking just about
the bad, what it actually is.
Yeah.
And the weirdness of it is.
But one that they put the slaves in was Skeleton Knight.
What was that? At Ark, which had that big massive armor, but he was a skeleton underneath it.
Yeah.
But there wasn't.
Actually,
even they had slaves in. Everyone was a different version of it. It wasn't a case of.
Yeah, it wasn't that he gets one.
He was freeing them essentially, wasn't
it? Free them.
Yeah, so that kind of takes not too bad because he's not really abusing them or using them for power and stuff.
True.
He's basically just going around and helping a race be free, essentially.
Yeah.
While still doing his weird anti-curse thing.
Yeah.
I still do quite like it, that show when, even though the main elf lass knows he's a skeleton, but every time he takes a bath or something like that, or takes his armor off, she goes fucking nuts and starts like blasting magic at him, thinking that he's some kind of skeleton demon.
Yeah, he has to keep telling her, and she doesn't remember. Now they're brought up, I can't think of any that have them.
Anyone
My mind's went blank. The only one I could think, a Skeleton Knight.
Like
of course there's
I think the shield he has it in. That's like a weird trope one. Because he gets Raftalia, who then he heals and all that. So it's like it does have kind of a good angle, but he kind of pushes her loads because he's been pushed loads. So it's a back and forth. But then, of course, he gets Philo from the egg. But then, I think he also puts the slave crest on her at one point because she wants to be like Raftalia, and then that other lass in it from the other party. What's her name? Jeez.
Yeah, you're not gonna. Yeah.
I'm not gonna get her. I'm not gonna get her name at all. Then she requests it as well. Like request and become.
Oh, the lass in the green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She requests that for it as well, which is weird because
she wants power to make the.
Yeah.
The bow and arrow guy.
I'm not going to get the name. I'm not going to get the name.
Yeah, there's no point in trying to get
it.
Just 20 minutes of...
It'll be 20 minutes of blank conversation just trying to figure out the name. Now recording my phone so I can't even check. But as she really does it, and like he could still enforce a lot of stuff, but it doesn't show any kind of that. Other than that one time when he makes Raftalia actually fight to protect him, and because she's too scared to move.
That's to save her life more than anything else, isn't it?
I guess it's kind of spun that way a little bit, isn't it? Because she wouldn't be. Actually, then again, if he didn't actually get her out there, she'd be dead. So,
so in that case, it's okay.
It's not too bad that way. But yeah, I'm trying to think some of the really weird ones lately. Because there has been some bloody weird ones.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen one recently.
I say a lot of them have been getting better storylines in it as well.
Yeah.
So some of the people start next to no powerful at all, and some that don't even get fully powerful. They just kind of just get on with the world.
Yeah.
What was the one I was watching that day? He was like, the one I've started watching was Uncle from Another World from Netflix.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen that first episode so far. I think I might have briefly mentioned it before, where he's in a coma for like 17 years, but to him, he's in another world.
Yeah.
And when he wakes up, he can still use his powers.
Yeah, but didn't you say that he couldn't use them straight away?
Yeah, because he was talking.
He
was talking in their language, but then when he spoke in Japanese instead, then it was able to work.
Yeah.
But he had a weird thing where he could show visions of it all, of what happened, and even though he's saving people, he was classed as like an ugly goblin there, because everyone in that place was meant to be so beautiful and amazing that they thought he was like a troll.
Yeah.
So he was this outcast constantly through it, which is strange for one of them.
So that's sort of going to be the Moonlit Fantasy.
Tamaguchi.
Yeah,
that one.
I wasn't going to try to say it. Like if he ever goes back to Earth, it'll just basically be the continuation of that, because he's tried like the goblin.
He should, because he.
It's mostly by the goddess, right?
But goddess punish him because he speaks demon, doesn't he? Only he can't. He's not allowed to speak human in the world.
Yeah.
and he has that horrible demon aura around him, which everyone just runs away scared from him all the time.
When he tried to talk to the human lass.
Yeah.
And she just ran away screaming about a demon.
And he thought he was just being nice and that instead, so he had to go them.
He tried to get towards the city.
Because he got like rings and everything, doesn't he? And rings and
But he keeps on
breaking them. Because he's super powerful, but then super weak at the same time.
Yeah.
Because that spider lady more or less destroys him.
Oh yeah, it's only because she liked
his blood. Yeah. Like his blood for it, yeah. But then he's got this whole world that he's created, like he essentially created like an Isekai inside of an Isekai, didn't he?
Yeah.
Because he just transported all these people into this random world and no one can go to unless
he
transports them in.
Just get his favourite races in there.
But typical trope of bloody Isekai as well. He's got all these dragon women and spider women who look more humanoid than anything and wanting to be with him.
Yeah.
And he just they just don't bother.
Well, I can't remember. Did they change because they get the name, or did they change and then get the name?
Reincarnated as a slime. When he gives them names, he can use a bit of his power and it gives them a name and like they level up because they've been named.
Oh yeah.
So I think I don't know if it's the same in that or not.
I can't remember if they changed and then they got the names or.
In that one, it's basically because he defeated them essentially. Yeah. That they kind of transformed and like bowed down to him to show that he was like they're kind of like under him.
Yeah.
But he would never be on top of them or under them, so that's he just doesn't want to know about
as much as they try.
Yeah, as much as they all try.
And they do try a lot.
Well, at least most of them now don't have that stupid nosebleed crap.
Yeah.
I hated that in like really old isekais. And they'd come around and just go, "Ooh, cleaver." And there'd be blood all over the place. So the guy's probably going to die from blood loss from the nose.
Well, they used to do that in a lot of animes. Like,
Love Hina. I don't know if you ever saw that one, like a really old one. Going back, Jesus, about 20 years maybe now. No. It's quite an old one, and yet there's only this one guy and like all these lasses in this like building. I don't know how it's been so long. But yeah, every time he sees slight little bits of nudity and stuff like that, it's the same kind of thing. Just blood everywhere, nose popping. It's like it's old style of anime where I think it's because of the Japanese culture. Because even if you watch like any kind of school anime, anything with school, it's always like, it's your boyfriend or girlfriend, but I'm not going to kiss or touch your hand because it's too embarrassing to do even the basic of things.
Yeah, but that's more to do with the censorship kind of thing, isn't it?
I think some of the culture as well over there.
That goes back to when they originally drawn the graphic designs, even back in, I can't remember when it was, when English first went over there. Because where the reason why the hentai mostly has the octopus on.
I didn't actually realise that, is it?
Yeah, where the reason for that. Because I think we went over, well not we, it wasn't me.
The English at some point, the Westerners.
Yeah, the English went over and seen everyone walk around naked and called them uncultured because they weren't wearing clothes.
Yeah.
And we forced clothes on them and we seen the drawings of the naked people and said you can't do this. And then because of that, the Japanese had to find a way around it. And the octopus went to the woman instead of the man went to the woman.
That's still weird Japanese kind of.
Yeah,
weird about doing
just had to get around it because if you think back in the 1800s, I think it's 1800s, could have been further than that.
Yeah.
But at that time, you haven't got internet to look at all this stuff. You've got to draw it down, but then if you draw it down, you can't hide it from.
No.
So then you just got to get.
I recall as well from like Japan itself. I think back in like the 1800s-ish, the early or late 1800s, they were kind of like technology-wise and stuff like they were like behind the world massively on everything. And I think it wasn't until I think they built up some stuff like during like the early 1900s and stuff like that. But then after the war, they just went crazy with tech. And they just built themselves up so much in that time compared before. Like I think they're like sometimes like decades or centuries behind some of the parts of the world because they're such a secluded island. They wouldn't let anyone in really, so they didn't know anything of the outside world too much. Rather than I think they had like trades with China and stuff, things like that. But China and Japanese, the cultures in some ways and styles quite similar anyway.
Yeah.
So they didn't really know the whole Western world how it was going on.
Yeah.
But then, of course, they just boomed in now. They're like one of the most technology advanced bloody place is going. With giant Gundam robots, like the bigger than the bloody buildings. People robot. Androids.
That's right. I knew I was wrong, but I couldn't figure out why.
Maybe that'll be the title of the podcast. People robots. Have you got any plans of other stuff you're going to be trying to watch? I know like Isekais are they're kind of drying out at the moment, and they're going a little bit too much. Like I'm going away soon. I'm going to be trying to read my manga, trying to get top of manga a lot. I've got a little box of us, and I think I've taken like 20 manga away with us. I can't edit or record really, so I may as well. May as well just read.
May as well get caught up. Yeah, I don't know. I started one today.
At the moment, I know like Crunchyroll. Every time I look on, there's new shows being put on, but like they're all a lot older shows.
Oh, Combatants Will Be Dispatched.
Yeah, that's the one I saw pop up the other day. Yeah. I think it's got the whole series on there, isn't it? Because like I think it might be an older series, which is just kind of like fully put over to it.
But it's all right. It wasn't what I was expecting. But because I did search Isekai and it came up.
Yeah,
it's not Isekai.
Sorry, I'm not going on tangent. I just thought of another one.
It is good. Like it gets sent to another world because they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
They get sent to another world to take over it, but only one guy and one girl get sent. But the guy's cyborg, technically, I think.
Yeah.
It's like in his body they've made adjustments to make him stronger. And the lassie that got sent over, she's an android.
So they're both like not really full human.
Yeah, so he was born human but got changed. She was made in a lab with like a bomb in her chest. So if she gets hit or anything goes wrong, she's gonna blow 5 square miles.
Even though the guy's right next to her.
Yeah. That's what she said, because as I got teleported in, they didn't get onto the ground.
Yeah.
It was in the sky.
Typical Isekai kind of thing as well, getting teleported to the sky. Which I don't know how often you can survive the fall of some of them.
Yeah.
When they do that. But I was thinking of what's the one idea was it? I'm not going to remember the bloody name, but I really not. And it's on my phone, so I can't really say it.
Yeah, you can't get your phone.
I think it was an older one because the whole series was there, and where I think I might have talked to you about it, where basically loads of people get essentially Isekai transported to another world, but then they have like a gateway in this other world, so they can once they're done, they can come back.
Oh yeah.
And when they come back, they've still got their powers from it, and then like a whole.
I saw watching that one. Why didn't I finish it?
I think they got a whole thing called like university. I think it's called Babel or something. The university, and it's called Babel or something like that, where they all compete to be the strongest there.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird kind of concept. Because imagine if you could actually go. Last time you see people go to these worlds but never come home.
Yeah.
They either one originally died by a truck.
Yeah.
Or two just randomly summoned, and someone does go. And ask them to go. Do you know how to send us home? Yeah. We just need you here. We don't care about you going home.
Okay, why are you going back?
Don't care what you're up to.
But be honest, if you were Isekai into another world, do you want to come back? I mean, of course.
I've got my daughter, so yeah.
You've got reasons to come back. You're not a single man.
Yeah, if I was single living by myself, so that's fair enough. Like, it wouldn't be as bad.
If I got Isekai, I wouldn't complain.
But like that one, what was it again? Oh, Jesus, brain man. Where the guy, he gets, that can't be, it wasn't Black, it might have been Black Summoner. I think it was Black Summoner, which is coming out at the moment, where he gets isekai'd, and talking to the goddess, he sacrifices his personal memories of the old world in order to get more skill points. Okay. So when he kind of wakes up in the world, he remembers the world, but remembers nothing of himself or anything of it, or his memories of it, in order to get more powerful.
Yeah.
And now that's a kind of weird concept, because wouldn't you, I don't know, would you be annoyed with yourself? Because I think if I'm the main, I've got option, I would sacrifice probably everything other than like memories of like Eve and stuff like that, and Cat and stuff like that, and everything else wouldn't be too bad losing, but I wouldn't want to lose. Or would that just make it worse?
No. What would be the point in getting reincarnated though? Because isn't it to remember your whole past? Wouldn't it just be being born again?
Yeah. to that kind of degree, yeah. So you remember some stuff, talking about the language and all, but you don't know anything about yourself.
Your personal memories.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Which is a weird concept to it. But I say that'd be the other thing as well. If you knew you've been, I don't know, if you summoned or Isekai properly, Isekai probably getting killed. If you've been killed properly, and then go on.
If you were killed the right way.
And Isekai in a new world, I don't know, would it be harder knowing your own personal memories?
I think it would be easier. Because if you were actually born into another world.
And I guess it was a kind of a game style world, the HUD and stuff like that. You'd kind of know in your head, I know what I need to do to get better.
Yeah, you'd know the points, the main points in life where you've got to do better or do exactly the way you did. But I suppose if you came back to life the same age as you died, would it?
That's the thing, because everyone, these guys are all kind of like maybe 20 max.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Other than, the best assassin got reincarnated. Where he was like in his 60s, 70s or something, wasn't he? And he got like fully reborn, but reborn with memories. But that was basically this whole kind of like normal Otaku in his room, weeping, out the way of everyone. Got bullied and that a lot, and then he got reincarnated. That world, there was a little kid, and he grew up, and the first thing he did was like stare at his mum's breasts when he got born and stuff like that. He's like perving on the housemaids and stuff like that, and then
when the housemaid thought he was possessed.
Yeah, but then he wouldn't leave the house. It took him I think 6 or 7 before he even left the garden.
Yeah,
because of that, he had that
elf girl.
Yeah, because he had that like barrier from being what's the word? Not an introvert. There's a word for people who like stay in the house. Isn't that? I can't remember what it's called.
I'm trying to think. On one of them, they call them the something shut in, and I think that something is what you're trying to get.
Yeah,
but
I can't think of the word for it.
Because it's said in the one with Aqua.
Yeah.
Because she keeps on calling them something shut in.
Yeah.
And that's what's came to my mind. I can't think of the first words.
It's definitely introvert. It's something else.
Nah, introverts, not the same type of thing. You can still be introverted and still go out.
Yeah. That's a note. I don't think now is a shut in.
It's hard to.
But yeah, so in that kind of case, then having them memories is affecting you.
Yeah.
Because you want to go out and explore and be, I guess, do your magic, whatever it's going to be. But if you're too scared because of your past life experiences.
But in another way, would it not help you progress? Because, like, he was born, and at a certain point, he became better at going out. Well,
yeah.
I suppose better at going out is a strange term, but it helps you mentally to get through it.
Right, because since you've already since you've been through it, you can push past it more rather than kind of going through it all again for years and then finally pushing past through it.
Because if he starts again, it's his soul. If he didn't have that push to help him get out, what if he got into the same situation where he got bullied again? Would he have done it exactly the same way? Because it's still the same soul.
Yeah. I can understand, yeah. If he could have... That's the thing, he could have went one way, which in this case, he kind of went out and he pushed through and he was able to explore and go out into the world and be all happy. But
yeah,
I guess at the same time, he could have went the other way and he could have just became a shut-in another world.
Yeah.
But didn't they do that on the assassination one, didn't they? When every so often the goddess was kind of showing, let's check in on number 855.
Oh, yeah.
And something like it's the best wrestler in the world, or the best cook in the world, or something like the best photographer in the world. Like, you got to defeat the demon lord. Why bring the best photographer in?
Yeah.
And also,
wasn't the photographer the only one that actually tried?
I think something like that.
I think all of the ones who were made for fighting didn't try, but then the photographer actually tried and then got killed.
It was like, he had a weird kind of language about him, though, didn't he? Like, weird way of talking to people, and everyone just hated the way he talked to them. They didn't understand the slang terms and that, so they're completely distant and made him feel like crap.
And all those him and the breakdancer.
That was a breakdancer one I was thinking, because he had all that lingo and they just didn't know it, they shoved them off. And yeah, that one guy who was like, all fit and mentally stable and all that. And when he went to that new world, he became this like big slob, didn't he? He was just staying on the bed, just like
the big guy. Just
yeah.
I think that's what I'd do. I think that's the reason why I would have to lose my memories, because I would just be me now, eating, sleeping when I can.
And I would, if you were in another world though, and you had stuff like magic and you knew about stuff like that,
Yeah,
it'd be so exciting to do certain things with it, and I mean, the progress. But then, I guess if you got this world's fears, because when you're younger, you don't have the fear of like, oh, I'm going to die or I'm going to this. You just do stuff.
Yeah, but that's true, because my one fear is spiders, as you're probably aware yourself.
Yeah.
But if I've got fire on my hands and I see a spider, I'm not scared of that spider anymore.
No.
Unless it's a big one.
Yeah, that's kind of thing. Like, if you're essentially immortal, you're not scared of jumping off a cliff to go catch someone. Fight someone. Like, I'm immortal, don't get it. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the fear goes away when you know you've got the power to alleviate it, I guess.
Yeah. But so, if you got the power where, what's it called? ReZero. You watch that one?
Yes, that's the one where he unfortunately dies to reincarnate.
He just dies. That's all he does.
Yeah.
But if you had
Poor
that power,
Subaru.
would you continue like Subaru does? Or after 4 times dying, would you just go, nah?
I think I'd be in the same state that he got into. I can't remember how far it was in. Maybe it's the second part of the first season or beginning part of the second season, where he just goes through this whole existential crisis about the whole thing. Of course, it would scare you, wouldn't it?
Yeah, when he had the breakdown when he was captured from the creepy guy. What was his name?
Oh, was that the one like twisted him and this? And I think mainly, especially when he found out that Rem had turned on him, and Rem was the person who killed him all the time, and he kind of just lost his mind with it all and was scared of everything.
Yeah,
and that's why at one point he just like stayed in his room for them 3 days and still ended up dying. That'd be difficult because at one point he does physically kill his own self. He jumps off a cliff and kills himself.
Yeah, when she's trying to attack him. Rem.
And then it's like, that's a lot of faith that you're hopefully going to come back again.
Yeah. At what point do you think this will be my last time?
Yeah. What's that one? So that movie with Charlie Theron, I don't know what it's called, but then they kind of like, they've been given the power as well. So if they get hurt and attacked, even like they're slashed open, they'll heal, but they don't know when that's going to end. So they're like fighting wars and trying to basically help people and stuff like that during it. But then I think she's been alive like 1,000 years. Then they meet someone who's got the same power as they build him fighting these people who actually have power. And then this one person dies in like 2 years, gets attacked, and that's it. That's their time over. So they never know if they're ever going to heal or not. They just know that this could be their last time.
Yeah, that would be a bad power. If you had like a counter on you.
Yeah.
Where it'd be like
kind of
a million, and then it just goes.
Justin Timberlake movie, Time or something was called, wasn't it? Where he had like a time countdown on them.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that not be scary as well, though? Can you imagine just looking, going 10, 9, 8.
But on that, it was like, so if you wanted to buy food or drink a pop, you had to use your time.
Yeah, time. Yeah, and then you worked and you got paid back in time.
Yeah.
I just don't know how that even would work, because surely if like you were a boss, and you were a nice boss, you'd just be good. Oh, I just fucking have time. Just give me some time somehow.
Would they not take it from the boss?
And then the boss gets it from somewhere else, like the government, and then they get it from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a weird concept.
Yeah, I don't know how it works.
The upside to that is that they didn't age. They got to a certain age and they stayed that age.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Because you wouldn't get the whole kind of in your 30s, like trying to sit up and go, fuck, I can't move.
Maybe it's on some 20s now, feel that?
Don't get better. Don't get better.
Doesn't get any better than this.
So thanks very much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube or if you listen to the audio version only, please give it a like, a thumbs up, a comment, wherever it's going to be on Spotify, Apple Music, or wherever you go to listen to your podcasts. Big thank you to Sean for coming along and being grilled about Isekai animes and stuff like that. It's been really good. And we'll catch you in the next one. Cheers. Cheers, Sean.